Today in Unsolved, Florida, we're going to be covering one of the most enduring mysteries on the Space Coast. It's a story involving a dedicated mother, a professional firefighter, and a complex web of personal and legal drama. The date is August 17th, 2006. In Brevard County, Florida, the summer storms are common, but the air that night was heavy with something else. 32-year-old Brandy Hall, a mother of two and a seasoned firefighter, finishes her shift at the Malabar Fire Station. She tells her colleagues she's heading home. She climbs into her green Chevrolet truck, drives out of the station, and disappears into a mystery that will remain unsolved for 2 decades. Brandy wasn't just any resident of Palm Bay. She was a hero. She was a volunteer firefighter and a paramedic, someone trained to run toward danger, but her life at the time was complicated. Her husband, Jeff Hall, a former fire chief, had recently been arrested and convicted in connection to a large-scale marijuana growing operation. Brandy herself had lost her job at the Palm Bay Fire Department because of the scandal, though she was still working shifts in Malabar. On the night she vanished, she was just weeks away from her husband's sentencing. So the night of August 17th, Brandy left the Malabar Fire Station around 9:30 p.m. She made a phone call at 10:51 p.m. to a fellow firefighter and friend, Ozzy Vodo. They reportedly spoke for about 10 minutes. That was the last time anyone is known to have heard her voice. The next morning, the search began. It didn't take long to find her truck, but the discovery only raised more questions. Her green Chevy was found submerged in a pond near Palm Bay Regional Park, right across from Bayside High School. When investigators pulled the truck from the water, this scene was grim. The driver's side window was broken, Brandy's blood was found inside the cab, and her fire department radio was missing, and her bunker gear, the heavy clothes she wore to fight fires, was found in the water nearby. The blood evidence suggested foul play, but there was no sign of Brandy. In the days that followed, her cooling bag and other personal items washed up in the Indian River Lagoon near Melbourne Causeway, miles away from where her truck had been found. It's as if someone had scattered her life across the county. Suspicion naturally fell on those closest to her. Her husband Jeff was facing prison time and a crumbling reputation. Then there was Ozzy, the man she spoke to last, who is allegedly involved in an affair with Brandy. Both men have maintained their innocence, and no one has ever been charged in connection with her disappearance. In 2016, 10 years after she drove away from the Malabar station, a judge signed a death certificate for Brandy Hall. But for her family and the Brevard County community, there is no closure without truth. Brandy Hall was 5'4", 125 pounds with blonde hair and blue eyes. She has a tribal tattoo on her lower back and a tattoo of a Dalmatian on her ankle. Someone in Palm Bay or Malabar knows what happened that night after 10:51. If you have any information, no matter how small, please contact the Palm Bay Police Department, or to remain anonymous, you can call Crime Line at 1-800-423-TIPS. Brandy spent her life saving others. It's time someone saves her memory and brings her home. While Brandy's disappearance happened in 2006, the case has seen significant activity in the last few years as technology has improved and new investigators have taken over her file. For years, the case seemed stuck in a cycle of close but not enough. In September of 2021, on the heels of the 15th anniversary of Brandy's disappearance, the Palm Bay Police Department made a move that signaled they weren't finished. Following a set of new eyes review by the department's cold case unit, investigators returned to a pond in Palm Bay, one of the original areas of interest, to conduct a fresh, intensive search. They used sonar and dive teams to scour the silt. While the department has remained tight-lipped about what, if anything, was recovered, the message was clear. They are still looking for the pieces that didn't wash up in 2006. Brandy's mother, Debbie, hasn't stopped fighting. In 2020, she began working with private investigators and forensic specialists using ground-penetrating radar in wooded areas near the Malabar station and along the canals where Brandy's items were found. In some of these locations, cadaver dogs have shown interest, but the digs have not yielded definitive evidence needed to make an arrest. So, as of today in 2026, the Palm Bay Police Department still classifies this as an active homicide investigation. They have publicly stated that they believe this case is solvable and that there are people still living in Brevard County today who know exactly what happened in the hour between Brandy's last phone call and the moment her truck hit the water. There are some cases where I like to add my opinion on what I think just because, I don't know, I like hearing what other people have to say about a case. I know her husband was just about to be sentenced for his crimes, but was he out on bond or was he locked away? The person that she was allegedly having an affair with, did he have an alibi? Where was he? Have police cleared him? There's never been a suspect named in this case, but also both people have not been cleared regarding her friend and her husband. There's not a lot of information about Brandy's personal life. Obviously, her mom is working with a private investigator, which is great. I'd be curious to know what she thinks. If the blood in the vehicle was determined to be like a gunshot wound or just like a head wound. Does it have to be foul play? Is her body somewhere that has just never been found because of an accident? Then why would her stuff be miles away in a different area of water? Doesn't make a lot of sense. So just let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you're local to the area where Brandy went missing and you've heard rumors or the word around town, feel free to comment. Thanks again for watching. This was a case that was requested by a viewer. So again, if you have a case you'd like me to cover, send me a message or leave it in the comments below.